Boom. I'm live. I just thought I'd go live. I'm kind of bored. Everybody's sick in the house. I'm watching the end of the Vikings game right now. There's 4 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. It's 4th and 14. It looks like the Vikings are going to be punting. The score's 33-26. Vikings are up by 7. Um, Here's the thing with this team. So obviously I'm a huge Vikings fan. The problem is the Vikings this year, they've had a lot of comeback wins, but they haven't had like that super signature win. Like last week, getting blown out by Dallas. That would have been a huge win. We got blown out in week 2 by the Eagles, running into the kicker again, man. No flag this time. But yeah, hope everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. Mine was good. It kind of got ruined. Everybody got sick here in the house except me, so we had to cancel all of our plans. We were supposed to have people come over on Saturday and have a big Thanksgiving here on Saturday. That's not happening. So the cool thing was the area we live in, our neighbors came in. Our neighbors showed up with pies, pumpkin bread, and an entire turkey or a turkey breast, and a bunch of our neighbors showed up and just gave us a Thanksgiving dinner, which was super cool. Super nice. So yeah, I was able to at least get a good meal. But yeah, it kind of sucks being home and everybody's sick. Like I can't hang out with anybody. Haven't been able to see my oldest daughter, who's off at college. So, man, the Vikings, I tell you, every time I better say hi to some people. I fall so far behind. TBT USA is in the house. What's going on, man? CJ Hudson's in the house. Play on Freeway. Hey, nomadic Brit. American football. No, dude, American football is fun. Hey, are you nomadic? Are you in Georgia hanging out with Killians? If you are, tell them I said what up. Seven Seas Transport's in the house. Boom from DIY with a $20 super chat. Thanks, DIY. Appreciate it. TBT USA, sorry to hear about the illness. Hopefully everyone has a speedy recovery. Yeah, it sucks, man. It's part of I struggled with even coming home, but I want to be able to take screen pass just went for like 50 yards. Come on, Vikings. We're a good team. Like the Vikings are a good team offensively. Not so good anymore defensively. Yeah, this was just a little screen pass and it went for like 50 yards. Anyways, we'll do. Okay, cool. You are over there. Yeah, I told him I said what up. Seven Seas Transport says sacked. You might be. Maybe I need to. So what I did was I rewound. Yeah, I'm not watching live. I rewound it. Let me go to live here. I rewound the TV to the last penalty that New England had was running into the kicker. It was pretty weak penalty, but anyways. Yeah, I really don't like I said, I just wanted to go live. I've been bored. Like I'm upstairs and I'm spending my time right now in the living room or in my office. The office is my daughter's old bedroom, so it's also our spare bedroom. So I'm like confined to either the living room or there. Um, okay, don't say anything else, Seven Seas Transport, because I'm not there. I am right now. There's 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game for me. Two reasons though. A, I'm watching it on Hulu. So there's like a 10-second delay from live TV to Hulu, and then I rewound it. I just fast forwarded it to 2-minute warning. Just another, I don't want it to go into another overtime game. They're fun, but we're gonna lose one day. Here's the other. Just froze up on me. Here's the other thing, which a lot of people don't know, and I'm not a huge Kirk Cousins fan. Like, I think we overpaid for him and things like that. However, statistically, he has like the most fourth quarter comebacks right now in the NFL. Like he's got a ton of fourth quarter comebacks. And it happened again. I mean, well, the game was tied and we just took the lead like 6-7 minutes ago. Oh, stop it, TBT. Stop it. I'm going to believe you. Jackknife TV's in the house. Miss Nevada's in the house. What's going on, Miss Nevada? How are you? Maybe I missed Kyle in here too. Oh, man, I missed a lot of people. CJ Hudson says, curious if doing a play-by-play with your own violates copyright. No, because I was 3 minutes delayed. Remember? I wasn't watching it live. Airing it out. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Well, that's the game. Vikings win. So yeah, I was doing some numbers today on what I just did. I just got home from 10 days out on the road, and it was very a profitable 10 days. I know there's a lot of us that are out there struggling right now and things like that. And I think a big thing is, what are you doing? Are who are you leased onto? Are you doing stuff because you forced your way into something, or did you move up because you had the knowledge and the ability to do it? You know what I mean? And right now it's a tough time, but I'm grateful. It's Thanksgiving. I think about what I've chosen to do as a career, and I'm really thankful for the carrier I'm leased onto. Makes my job or my experience, I guess, right now a lot easier. Miss Nevada says happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you guys too. Third down. Okay, yeah. Game just ended. My bad. Yeah, no problem. 7Cs. TBT with a touchdown. DIY double overtime. 7Cs Transport says Cousins is good. Who's available that's better? I wish we would have drafted some quarterbacks. Look at Washington, Heineke. Like I'm not saying he's better than Kirk Cousins. I'm just not. I don't think Kirk Cousins doesn't have the. Being a Vikings fan, I see Aaron Rodgers twice a year, right? I'm not comparing Aaron Rodgers as a Hall of Fame quarterback, but Aaron Rodgers also makes plays happen. I'm not saying Kirk Cousins doesn't make plays happen, but his receivers make a lot of plays happen where somehow Aaron Rodgers is able to avoid being sacked and get, hold on, 2nd and 11, run the ball. Come on, Cook. Only got a couple of yards there. Kirk Cousins has a tough time getting out of the pocket and making something happen. And that's what I don't like. Where's my phone? Probably going to get him. So my daughter just texted me that says, I also wanted to tell you I'm thankful that you are my dad this Thanksgiving. Oh, she's nice. She's nice. Let me see here. Read a couple of these comments. Yeah, like I said, 7Cs Transport. I just think we overpaid for him. Like he's definitely he's a decent quarterback. I think Jefferson, Phelan, I wish somehow we could have kept Diggs. I think he needs those players around him to take that next level. I don't think he's able to get to the next level by himself. 3rd and 9, and we run the ball. Our defense isn't cut out to stop a team right now. Do you have any express written consent from the NFL from Cash is King? No, I don't need it, man. I don't need it. CJ Hudson, fumble. I'm missing something. Cash and DIY are in the house. Yeah, they're going to start making fun of me. Only a matter of time. Hey, what's up? Are you ready to go fishing? I am ready to go fishing. I was going to call my buddy because I don't leave out until Wednesday. I was going to call my buddy and see if he wanted to make a run up north because Red Lake, which is about 3.5 hours north of where I live, 4 hours. You can go fishing on it right now. I can't fish on any of the lakes here in the cities. It hasn't been cold enough. But Red Lake has early ice, and I was going to call my buddy and see if he wanted to go up. But with everybody sick in my house, I probably should be here. Um, I should help and take care of things that need to be taken care of. Get them. There's what people were saying. He was down. He was down. He was down. Cassius King says, Aaron Rodgers, are you talking about the state farm rep? Yeah, with the man bun. Yeah, that Aaron Rodgers. I'm not a big. Yeah, down. No, I think he was down. I'm not a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers, not just because he's a Packer. I think he's really freaking arrogant, man. Like, and he's really, really good. There's no denying how good he is. He's just arrogant. Like, even Brett Favre. Brett Favre was, I loved it when he played for the Vikings for that. Well, it was 2 seasons, but the first season, I loved it when he played for the Vikings. But he, like, had swagger when he played with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is just arrogant, and I don't like that. Anthony says, happy Thanksgiving to you too. Yeah, appreciate that. Forget the football game. How is the ass slapping action on the field? Is that a safety? "42 seconds left with second down. Ball's at like the 2-yard line. Yeah, family first. Yeah, but it's also tough. Like, I don't want to get sick. What's going around my house is something that he's out of. No, kept him in bounds. Something that is going around my house is something I had a couple of months ago, and it took me a long time to like rebound from. And so I don't want to get it again. And I got stuff planned. Like, I'm supposed to be going to on vacation with the wife in December, and I want her to be okay and healthy. Wow, the Vikings won. Amazing. Amazing. And then I got some ice fishing stuff coming up. So like not working is not a good idea, and especially if I get sick. Like, if I get sick, I'm the type of guy that doesn't get sick very much, but when I do, it like knocks me out of commission. And it's tough for me to rebound from that. But I'm glad I'm home. I can get stuff done. Like I said, I was only on the road 10 days, but in those, what I've done, so I used to fill my truck with all kinds of stuff, all kinds of clothes, just all kinds of stuff. And it just felt so cramped. So what I've started doing is like decluttering my truck, taking stuff out that I don't necessarily need or don't use. Like, I don't need freaking 18 pairs of pants and, 35 shirts in my truck. So I have enough for about like 10 days. So I need to do all my laundry. I need to restock the truck with groceries. So that stuff I'll probably do tomorrow. I spent today paying bills, which is always fun. I know this is super entertaining. I was just bored. I've been bored just sitting on my couch watching TV. I fell asleep. I ate turkey and everything and fell asleep for like 3-4 hours. So I'm sure I'm going to be up all night. But I wanted to talk about this real quick. I was going to make a video on it, but I'm live right now, so might as well kind of talk about it. There's a lot of talk about, Cash, if you're in here, man, which I hope you are. He's even talked about it on his channel. He did a video, a live a couple of nights ago where people are emailing him saying they're unsubscribing from him and things like that. And other people have gone and kind of talked about what he said in, I'm not going to say a negative light, but it was facts. Like, and that's what I struggle with, because I have followed tutelage from DIY Semi and Cassius King. I've learned so much from those two guys that when they speak, I listen. I don't make excuses. I listen. And I just wanted to share this real quick because I think this is something that's really important. Um, so I just got back from 10 days out, right? In those 10 days, I drove 3,775 miles. I did one, two, three, four loads. I took a load from like northern Minnesota to Wisconsin, and then Wisconsin to Connecticut. And then I picked up customer freight in New York and went to the Atlantic seaboard, and then picked up a load from a customer in the Atlantic seaboard and came back to Minnesota. In those 10 days, I filled up one, two, three, four, five times um, for a grand total of 546.05 gallons. Now, these fuel costs are like what I paid for the fuel. Instead of doing like what the pump price was, I chose to share the numbers of what I actually paid for the fuel. I ended up spending $2,424.70 on fuel. That is a total of 65 cents per mile on all miles driven on that 3775. And I don't get the greatest fuel economy in my truck. My truck is not it's got like what like a lower gear rear ends, so like it's not made for what I do. When I'm traveling 65 miles an hour, I'm at like 1450 for RPMs. Like my RPMs are really high. So I try and run between 57 and 70 or 57 to 62 miles an hour to achieve the best fuel economy that I can. But I know people that are spending a dollar 15 per mile. Now, this was when fuel was like 5.50 a gallon, right? I know I have a couple of friends that I talk to regularly, and they drive different trucks than me. Both of the people I talk to are getting rid of those trucks because they want to stay in business. And they said, hey, this is the truck I wanted to become an owner operator. I bought it and it's not for me right now. If I want to stay profitable, I need to get a different truck. I need to get a more fuel efficient truck. Well, my 65 cents in fuel cost in not really a fuel efficient truck. Like if I was to drive a Freightliner or even the new International LT with the A26, I know for a fact those trucks are getting like 8.5 to 9.5 miles per gallon. Well, that's going to bring this 65 cents that I paid down to like 50 cents a mile in fuel. Well, if I'm in business and I'm one truck, one guy, one driver, right? And I want to be an owner operator. This is my opinion and my opinion only. I believe it is my responsibility to get the most efficient equipment for the job that I do. Now, I haul for a customer. Don't get me wrong, like think about like a stretched out W900 or a stretched out 389. They're cool looking trucks. I would lie to you if I said I didn't like how those trucks looked. I absolutely love them. Throw a big spread axle reefer trailer on the back of it. They are super cool looking. Here's the problem though. You don't have the right equipment for the job. I deal with a customer that won't load spread axle trailers. They would not load a stretched truck because where we deliver in Chicago and other big metropolitan cities, you couldn't get into the loading docks. So they wouldn't load those trucks or those trailers, which is weird. Like they want you to have a trailer that you can slide the axles to get into these loading docks in Chicago, where if I was stretched out, I'd be in the street. You know what I mean? And blocking traffic, and the customer won't load trucks like that. Well, if I went out and bought a truck like that and then complained about rates or complained about things that I had control of as a business owner, things that I had control of, what am I really doing? Like, am I complaining or am I stating facts about how I I didn't operate my business efficiently? You know what I mean? And I'm not hate like if it financially made sense for me, I would have the truck I want, which is a Kenworth W900. I would want one. I like the look of them. I'd probably get an older truck that doesn't have the emission system on it, because if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a truck like that, I don't want the hassle that sometimes emission systems can cause. Um, it just doesn't make sense for me. Like, and if I'm being honest and transparent, like, as a business, it's my responsibility to make the business as profitable as I can, even if it's not something that I really like want to do. It's my responsibility, if it's what I want to continue to do, to be profitable and make the money that I want to make, because that's why I'm doing this. Like, A, I like to drive truck. B, I like the freedom that being an owner operator gives me. I like the responsibility. I like some of the stresses that come with it. I do well under pressure that way. Um, but I also have a responsibility to like grow. And that can be just staying one truck, or having more trucks and having employees, or it could just be like leveling up. I heard a comment the other day on a live that becoming an owner operator, you don't level up. And I started thinking like, A, I don't know if this person's ever been an owner operator, or B, like, if they were, they definitely mismanaged their business, because I most certainly leveled up. And there's no shit. Like, dude, I was a company driver for over 20 years. Like, there is nothing wrong with being a company driver. But to think that you can't level up or be successful when rates are low, or I've heard people say, well, the spot market's going to crash, which brings down contracted freight. That might be true, right? But you know what? Trucking businesses have been around for hundreds of years and have been profitable. So even if contracted rate gets knocked down a little bit, if you have an efficient business, you're gonna survive. You're gonna be good. And I know, as much as I wanted to do things back when I was making insane amount of money in the market, running spot market freight a while ago, I wanted to buy a lot of stuff, right? So I ice fish. I wanted to buy what they call an ice castle. And I didn't. And I could have. Like, I still could. I could walk in and buy one right now. It's just not practical. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. Especially if knowing how much now it costs for maintenance and taking care of your equipment. Like, it just doesn't make sense for me to drop that money. Let me get to a couple of comments here. I go on long rants. CJ Hudson said Cash did it first, or said it first. Yeah, he did. Anthony says, yo, I'm the same way. Have had the flu in 5 years, so when I get it, I'm done. Yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like, I haven't had the flu in years. I got that thing that was going around, and it freaking destroyed me. Like, and now everybody in the house has it, except me. Anthony says, hey, gotta go, have to get a beer. The kid is at grandma's house, so just me and baby mama. Oh, well, have fun, Anthony. That sounds like fun. TBT USA says 7.8 miles per gallon now in this weather, was getting 8.5 to 9. Yeah, Like, your fuel economy goes down in the winter because of the treated fuel and things like that and the weather. But yeah, that's good fuel economy. BOC's in the house. What's up, man? If you're still here, what's going on? It's still fun to see your name all the time, man. I used to watch your channel like religiously back in the day. Matter of fact, like you've answered questions for me. Probably don't remember, but and so did Trucker Wild back in the day. And rest in peace, Trucker Wild. But he answered questions for me way back in the day too. But BOC says I was at 98 cents per mile over 3,500 miles, but we grossed 280 on all miles last week. Yeah, that's great. That's good. And I know you're doing that reefer freight now. I was going to tell you, which I probably shouldn't because I've run your area a lot. Man, that Connecticut area down into New York and like Virginia, Maryland, like you can make some really good money out in that area. I know you were talking about getting back on the road after the Christmas tree loads, getting like back OTR trucking. But if you stay in that area, you can snag some really, really good paying loads, especially with that reefer trailer. I'm not 100% on buying an international yet. I can't see myself in it. I heard you talk about that too in one of your last videos, that you had looked at one of the international with the A26. I personally know somebody that has one of those trucks, and they're matter of fact, they bought another one. Like they're very, very happy with that truck. And I guess I'll be transparent. I'm thinking of buying a new truck, and it's either going to be one of those or a Cascadia. I have the Cascadia guys in one year, and I have this other guy I know in my other year. So I'm weighing my options right now. Because the truck I want for like the miles and things is still, when I look at the Cascadias, they're still they're still up there in price more than I want to spend. That's the other thing. Like, even though I want like this Cascadia, I'm not willing to spend the money that they're wanting for it. Some people might just say I need to have that truck and I'm going to go out and buy it. Well, now you're sitting with, a $2,500 truck payment if you don't have an insane amount of money to put down. Where the international with the same amount of miles is quite a bit less, like $30,000 less. That was with 5.16 miles per gallon. Wow. Yeah, see, that's tough, man. But you've actually talked about that. So let me say something. If you're still in here, BOC, he did a video. Go watch BOC's video. He did a video about his fuel mileage that he got on his last run when he went out to like South Dakota and stuff like that. But he just said, hey, that's what I'm going to spend to drive this truck right now. Like he didn't blame rates or anything. He just said, hey, this is what I have to do right now. CJ Hudson says, Fate, just curious your thoughts on the W990. I don't like how they look. I don't like how they kind of rounded the hood a little bit. They're cool looking. I would prefer a W900. That's my opinion. There are 5 2019 LTs for sale, 65K, all with an A26 around 300,000 miles. Where are you finding those trucks, BOC? Oh, in Houston, Texas. Yeah, I can see them being down there for that price. Never, I doubt they wouldn't use those trucks out in the oil fields. But yeah, those are nice. I know somebody that just bought another one. Like they love the truck. Grade A Transportation says, happy Thanksgiving, Fate and chat. Just finished the game. Saw that you were live. Well, hey, Grade 8, how are you doing, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family too, bro. TBT USA says, Grade 8, did you get your company driver you were looking for for your Midwest run? ? Yeah, why don't you answer that, Grade 8, if you're still in here? I'm not going to answer that. But yeah, I don't know. Like when I look at my numbers and I think about rates, I did here. Where's my phone? I calculated some stuff out today. So like to be transparent, when I run a reefer, right? So in 10 days, I ended up filling the reefer one, two, three, four times with 68.03 gallons of reefer fuel in those 10 days for a grand total of $311.01. Um, I figured out all these numbers today, and where did I write it down? It was really low. Like my operating costs were super, super low for those 10 days. And I want to say, let me do the math here real quick. I swore I had this all written down. My rate per mile on all miles for those 10 days was $3.58. For the 10 days I was gone from home, I am putting on 3,700 miles with super low operating costs. Like I ran super efficient. And I think that's the name of this game right now. Like how can you keep more money in your pocket no matter what? Like maybe here's the other, like I have low living costs. I don't I've lived out of my means before. I've shared that. I went bankrupt. I lost everything. I have lost everything in my life. And I learned back in 2009 what I did wrong. And I swore I would never do that again. So like right now I look at my one daughter that's in college. Now, yeah, she got some great scholarships, but like I'm paying for my kids' college. You know what I mean? I still have two more that are, I have a senior and a sophomore in high school. I'm gonna help them with college. Like that's what's important to me. And being an owner operator has leveled me up to where I can put tens of thousands of dollars aside for like my kids' future. You know what I mean? Whether that's helping them buy a house. Could you imagine graduating from college and your graduation present is, your down payment on a house or like doing something for them that maybe your parents couldn't do for you? Like those are my goals. As much as I want to have the ice fishing equipment that I want, the truck that I want, the ability to like go on these extravagant vacations, when I really step back and look, like those things don't matter to me. I've there's things that I do outside of YouTube that I don't like share with YouTube that I'm hoping someday gives me the things that I just talked about. But like my career, what I've chosen to do being an owner operator isn't to achieve those things. It's most certainly to level up. And I have a hard time thinking that we can't do that because I know multiple people that are doing that. Is it as easy? No, it's not as easy, but they're smart. And I'm that maybe that's the wrong statement. They've leaned on the right people to be successful. And even when success was easy, they still listened to people. I don't know about you guys or girls, but like nothing I've achieved in life has been easy for me. Like anything worth a damn in my life, I have worked so hard to obtain. Like, I've made bad decisions in my life. I've done, I've made mistakes in my life. I've had to pick myself up from nothing to create what I have today. You know, and it was all hard work. Nothing was like handed to me, and I have taken that desire and that passion to continue to level up in life to where I am today, where Do you need to go out? No, all 13 people are going to leave, Zena. I got to go let my dog outside. Need to go potty? All right, sorry about that. My dog needed to go outside. I don't know, where's my phone? I need to know the temperature because maybe she'll sit outside for a while. No, she's going to come in. It's 31 degrees. She'll be back at the door in a minute. So she's part pit bull and she hates cold weather, and we live in Minnesota. Get to a couple more comments here. Link to the Ford trucks for sale. Okay. Didn't show up. Maybe it showed up in the chat. Fate, explain what an oil filter or oil field handshake is. Come on with it. No, I can't. You know who you should talk to? Come on with it is DIY or Cash is King. Because I had no idea what that meant. And the funny thing is I worked in she's back already. You gonna hang out up here? What are you doing? What are you doing? Want to come up? Come on. Nope. Going back downstairs to mom. You can go downstairs. Yeah. Come on with it. Talk to DIY or Cash. And what's funny is I used to work in the oil field, and when they told me that story, I just laughed my ass off. CJ Hudson says the 990 looks good inside with being familiar with the T680 sleeper, but I just can't wrap my head around what they are saying. 6.5 miles per gallon for a truck with a hood like that. Yeah, I mean, so I was in a 990. I made a delivery to this market in where was that? Green Bay, Wisconsin. And the guy next to me pulled up with a brand new one. I mean, he didn't even have plates on it yet. He just had his temporary registration. And I was like, can I take a look inside that? And he's like, yeah, and nice looking truck. It's just, I can't like, maybe I'm brainwashed and that could be possible. But like the two guys that I lean on for helping me in my owner operator game, they like money, and they always tell me like, you'll like the savings. I mean, I'm talking about getting a new truck right now because of what the LT or the Cascadia gives me in fuel economy savings alone for 1 month is more than what my truck payment would be with the current truck that I'm having, or the current truck that I drive. So that one thing, just think about that. That one thing can generate you a few $3,000 extra a month by making one switch. Nevada Trucking and Trails is in the house. What's going on, man? Dash Cam and DIY and Adam was slamming you earlier in his live. Yeah, that they always do, man. That's just the name of the game, bro. I know that all the crap they give me comes, I mean, I could call either one of them right now and they would help me with anything, And if they decide to destroy me, it's only because they're jealous. They wish they had what I had. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Kyle. Nevada says, especially Adam, I don't think he likes you. LOL. Yeah, he probably doesn't. But you know what? Without me, he doesn't eat. So I got that. He would cry. He would cry if I told him I'm leaving. And that's the thing. Like, people might find a carrier that offers them things that all the benefits I receive from being leased on to the carrier I'm leased on to, like, I don't know who could compete. Like, when I really take a step back and look at it, I don't know who could compete. Now, I've always had this idea of like having like actually being a carrier, like having my own authority. Like that's been my ultimate dream. Um, but I also look at what I would lose right now if I had my own authority. If I had my own authority and lost all the benefits that I have. I mean, like I said, I was talking about fuel earlier in Nevada. I was out for 10 days and ended up purchasing 546.05 gallons of fuel in 10 days, 3,700 miles. My average fuel cost was $4.25. I had a fuel up for $4.11. Now, this is what I paid. I had a fuel up. Now, I was out in like New England. I had a fuel up for $5.35 and $4.94 in New England. Well, then I got fuel for $3.90 and $4.02 once I got back to Indiana and Minnesota. Because that's the thing. I always fuel my truck up when I park it for the day. So there's 108 gallons that's on my numbers for this LTL freight that like I didn't use any of those gallons. I fueled up and parked my truck. So like my what is that, 65 cents per mile in fuel, subtract 108 gallons. So my fuel cost, what would that be? Well, I can do that real quick. 520. I know, entertaining, right, guys? But I'm just trying to like explain somebody's point of view because I think it's important. And I get that we all have the ability to do anything we want. So my actual fuel costs for 10 days, minus the 108 gallons that I put in when I parked my truck, right? Now you can say, well, you used those gallons, you used 108 gallons. Yep, I did. But like my next run that I pick up, I don't need any fuel. Like I'm not going to need fuel for my first 2 drops. I have a pickup on Sunday, or it's 1 drop. I'm not going to need fuel all the way from Minnesota to Virginia. So if you take off that 108 gallons I spent before I parked my truck to give me a total of 65 cents per mile in fuel, if you take that out, my fuel costs were 52 cents a mile. Like, I mean, and I don't drive like a super fuel efficient truck. I drive a moderate, I hope I'm not getting sick. I drive like a very moderate fuel efficient truck. It is a well, dude, I smacked a deer at 65 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour in my Mac. It did put a scratch on it, but I thought my truck was going to be destroyed and it didn't. Anyways, Gary Bates is in the house. Just saw this. Oh yeah, Cash told me, or DIY says I need to put him on the screen. Come with it says it's more than likely the money saved for retirement for you and your spouse serves your kids more than giving them money to the children directly, as they will be less burdened when you're elderly. Yeah. You know, my kids, we live cheap. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, we used to, my kids buy their clothes from like those secondhand places. You know what I mean? Like, what do you call it? Consignment? Like consignment stores and things like that. Like, I would say part of that's due to like their personalities. Like young kids these days, like retro clothes that I wore when I was a teenager have like come back into style. So like they like to go thrift store shopping and things like that. But like my kids have always been like that. You know, they've never cared about, you know, like their cousins are wearing the Lululemon and all these fancy, you know, my brother spends tens of thousands of dollars on shoes and clothes and everything for his kids, which is cool. He can afford to do it. He's got a good business. But my kids have never like envied those things. Um, they've always just, we've lived a cheap life. And I think in the end, it's going to benefit them. Like they understand the value of hard work and the value of a dollar, and they don't complain. Like I have such a huge problem with people not taking accountability. And I taught that to my kids. Like, you can't go through life pointing fingers and blaming anybody else. You just can't. Shit happens. Like that's freaking life. Good and bad happens. Deal with it. Like move on. And I've raised my kids that way. So my kids, like I want to give them the opportunity to be at a level that it took me 42 years to get to. Right? I would rather have them. I mean, I haven't really shared my one daughter she's gonna be in med school. Like she she has aspirations of like being a doctor. You know what I mean? And knowing her, she's going to achieve that. I mean, she's a freshman in a freshman in college that is done with all of her generals already. She finished all that stuff in high school. Very determined kid. And my youngest kid is the same way. My youngest daughter, school doesn't come as natural to her as it did my oldest, but she puts in just as much hard work and drive to like, I just want my kids to be at a level that it took me 42 years to get to. That, and to say money doesn't buy happiness is like, it's not going to make you happy, but it sure makes things a whole hell of a lot easier. Like bills, stress about money. I mean, that's like the number one thing people fight over is money, income. Well, if you're going to leave school and you have some college debt, wouldn't it be nice to like have a parent pay that debt off for you or help you in some way so you don't feel the burden of that? Like you'll start out your early adult life better than I started out mine. At least that's what I believe. Elderly depends on the situation, of course, but keep that in mind. I've told my family to immediately put me in a home, and I hope it's somewhere warm. By the time I'm in a home, I'm probably not going to really know where I am, which might be like 10 years from now. Either put me on a lake in a boat and just like push me out, or put me someplace warm. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make. You know what, man? I could not agree more with you, TBT USA. The one thing I've stressed with my daughters is how proud I am of them, even when they make a mistake, even when they F up. Obviously, I'm a parent, so like there's discipline. There's things that as a parent I have to do, even if I don't like doing it to them, like punishing them. But the way they conduct themselves and handle themselves is something that I'm proud of. And I know I played a role in that. And I let them know every day. I mean, I just shared what my daughter texted me, who's up at school. She doesn't need to text me that, but she does. And I have the most, like, I'm so proud of all three of the kids. I have a stepson. I'm proud of him. He's doing things that I wish I was doing when I was his age. I'm proud of my children. Who let the dogs out? I let my dog out. Everybody else is sick. Dog got you trained, plays on freeway. Yeah, my dog's so damn spoiled. Like she gets anything she wants. She's hilarious. Chicken Hawk says, is that the sofa from the 70s? No. This is like, well, it probably looks like it on here. No, it's not green. It's like a a cream color. We actually just bought this. I think I think over the summer we just bought this one, and we don't like it. And we got rid of my wife. My wife had the couch and love seat and chair that we had in the house. She had for like 20 some years. It was great furniture. I just didn't. We didn't like it anymore. It was old. Like it was getting old. So we decided to get new furniture, but we don't like this furniture. Um, Come on with it. Fate let the dog out. Yeah, I always let the dog out. Well, not always, but drive a plastic truck, get free house. Should be Freightliner slogan. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I spent a lot of money on my house when the market was really good. I made double and triple payments on my house. I don't want to. I don't remember when I bought this house. I didn't buy it that long ago. Maybe. Hey, honey. Oh, she's in the bedroom. I don't remember. I think I've lived here probably 8 years, 7 years, something like that. So I don't want to own the house forever. LT is a good truck with Cummins. Don't mess with the A26 International with the LT. Just trust me, firsthand experience. Blew a motor 2 times under 500K. Yeah, and that can happen with any truck, Nevada. I mean, that can happen with a Cummins. You're not going to get the fuel economy that you would with the A26 versus the Cummins. I personally know people that have the LT and swear by them. I mean, not saying you're not, like, that can happen. You can buy a brand new truck and the motor will blow 100,000 miles down the road. Like, it can happen with a 200,000 or 2,000 miles on it. But Cummins, that's the thing, man. They've been around so long, such a good motor. You think they would work on their fuel efficiency. Like, they just haven't. They're not a super fuel efficient motor, you know? And once again, like, that goes to, like, you can make a business decision and have your motor blow up and then you're screwed, or you can make a business decision and get a Cummins and lose 2 miles a gallon. I mean, I don't know. I certainly don't know what's right. I'm just saying what I'm experiencing. CJ Hudson said, Cash did say he was going to call you tomorrow after some of the jokes. Yeah, I didn't listen to him all. And he doesn't need to call me. Come on with it says, if you left DIY Semi, I could take your place, but I'd have some big towels to fill. I like that one. Come with it. No, I wouldn't leave DIY Semi. It would. I think what would end up happening, like, I would have to screw something up really bad that was 100% like negligence on my behalf, and I would feel like if I was an owner, I would have to release me as a contractor, or like he just chooses not to have contractors anymore. You know what I mean? I don't see why I would ever want to leave. Even to get my own authority. I would make less money with my own authority than I do now. Like, I don't see the point. You know what I mean? Gary Bates says, "Hey man, I'm getting a driver and I'm paying for his school. What are your thoughts?" I think, I got my CDL through a company I worked for. I didn't go to driving school or truck driving school or anything like that. I think if you hire a driver and you train them the way you want them to drive your equipment, that might be a good thing. You're putting up a lot, I don't know how much truck driving schools are. I've heard numbers of like $5,000. I don't know if that's accurate or not. So you're going to front a lot of money, if you can afford that and you can train somebody the way you want them to, like, treat your equipment, it's better than getting somebody that has bad habits. I don't think it's a bad thing. Um, Chicken Hawk says the Kenworth 990 is the exact same truck as the Kenworth T680 from the firewall back, same cab. Okay. Yeah, TBT is laughing at Bill. You might get 6 miles a gallon with a W990, but get 8.5 with a T680 next gen. Yeah, so I got another buddy that's what he's got. And I know I'm going to get a lot of comments on this. So we can have great discussions, I guess. I have a buddy that is his fleet. He owns 3 trucks. That is his fleet of trucks, and they all have the PACCAR motor, and they all have a lot of miles on them, and he swears by that motor. And if you do some research, that motor, the MX-13, has more trucks on the highway with 1 million miles on them before any in-frame or overhaul is needed on them. Now, I used to drive a Kenworth T680 that had a PACCAR motor in it here in Minnesota, and I would have problems starting it in the winter. I probably would never own a truck with a PACCAR motor in it, but it's just because of where I live and the experience I've had in cold weather with them. Other than that, if I lived in a different climate, I might own one. I only bought fuel under $4 2 times this year. Just got quoted for drivers $5,500 to $6,500 for just the 8 drives. Of course, it was TA, but I wanted a reference. Oh my goodness. Yeah, tire prices are through the roof. What's the website that what's the website that DIY talked about? Trucker B2B, I think. Let me look. I think that's what it is. Trucker B2B. Yes, Trucker B2B. Go on that website and you can call them to try and get tire discounts. Like I said, though, that's the other thing about being leased onto a carrier that has put a lot of work into what they offer contractors. Our tire prices have gone up a little bit. Like I have tires sitting in the shop that the carrier has because I was like, hey, those are good prices. I'm just going to buy them. And I bought them. Yeah, tires, everything's so expensive right now. Fate, your grandma called and wants her pictures back. Dude, these are my wife's pictures. Like, and they're real. They're not prints. These are like, I forget the artist, but like these are real. So these are like, I think this smaller one is, I don't remember. They're expensive though. Like I said, they're real. They're not prints. And they're of the conservatory in Minnesota. Right? Yeah. They're of the conservatory in Minnesota. Cheap Freight Hauler says, at Chicken Hawk, what motor do you have and what kind of trailer? Chicken Hawk's he's got T680s. I don't remember I think he's got Cummins motors in them. Chicken Hawk, well, if you used a standard truck thought process, it would look better. What did I miss about Chicken Hawk? Let me go back up. All right, here we go. You might get 6 miles per gallon in a W900, but I get 8.5 with my, yeah. I read that. Come on with it, says, I saw a dude freight those pictures back in the 90s. He kept saying happy little trees for some reason. Yeah, what was that guy's name? How come I can't think of that guy's name? Oh, man. I know who you're talking about. Um, I'm getting 6 miles a gallon with a 389, but I ain't got my foot in it anymore. Swift passing me. LOL. That's funny. See though, like I don't know. I would like if I was getting 6 miles a gallon, I I would feel the pinch. Like I would feel it and it would hurt. Chicken Hawk says cheap freight hauler 2023 Kenworth T680 next gen with a 500 horsepower Cummins and Eaton 12 speed endurance transmission, 8.5 miles a gallon at 70 miles an hour. If I drive 60 miles an hour, I'll get 9.2. See, that's what I want. Like, and I actually know people that their IFTA returns are in that 9.2 and higher range. You know what I mean? And that's what I want. I mean, Chicken Hawk, that like your fuel costs, like I just shared, you're probably in like, 50 cents a mile, 55 cents a mile in fuel. Like, and fuel is kind of coming down right now. But we experienced that. What was that? Like a month ago, a month and a half ago, fuel prices went down for a few days and then skyrocketed. And sure enough, I took time off. I took like 3 days off and came back and fuel had just freaking exploded. And then I had, you know, $7,500 worth of work done to the truck with the injectors and everything. Oh, I'm going to talk about something else that people don't like. I should make a video about this. So I bought air tabs. Let's see, they've been on my truck for this entire month. I bought air tabs and wheel covers, and I've noticed a major difference. I've noticed about half a mile or half a gallon better in fuel economy in 1 month and stability. Holy crap. I did not realize. So I drive, I drive out east a lot. So I'm in the hills. You can call them mountains, the Appalachians and whatever. Like, so there's a lot of different crosswinds up there, especially on 80 in Pennsylvania or Highway 68. All kinds of crosswinds. The stability factor is crazy with air tabs. Like you don't fight the truck at all. You feel the wind hit the truck, and you'll look in the mirror and see your trailer kind of move a little bit, but the truck stays perfectly straight. I mean, I am so impressed with those air tabs, and I would highly suggest I know people don't like them, but I would suggest putting them on your truck. Like they absolutely work. Bob Ross, there you go. TBT. Thank you. Yes, Bob Ross, Nevada. Yeah, the guy who painted them. No, it's not Bob Ross. I'm sure it's on here somewhere. Y'all got me looking at. Funny fact, it was painted in 97. I forget who. But I saw it was painted in 1997. Man, that they are old. Cheap Freight Hauler says, at Chicken Hawk, my next gen has been built, but hasn't shown up at the dealer yet. I couldn't get the Cummins, but I'll hopefully get your kind of miles per gallon. Here's the thing. If you got the MX-13, you're going to get better fuel economy than the Cummins. The fact that he is getting 8.5 to 9.2 miles a gallon in his Cummins is absolutely fantastic. You're going to be right up there with it, if not a little bit better. Florida with Gators, just get it over with. Yeah, I don't mind. They can send me somewhere south and let me just go in peace. Come on with it says, let's convert DIY's garage into a house for Fate when he retires. You want to hear something funny about that? Come with it. I told him, so like when he was building, I'm like, you need to build like a room up in a loft for me to come and sleep in so I don't have to. I used to park my truck at his house and then drive home. Well, he lives a long ways from me. So I was like, if I got back to Wisconsin late in the day, I would sleep at the truck stop, wake up the next morning and drive home, or pick my car up from DIY's house and drive home. And I was like, build a loft up here and I can just sleep in it. That's a song, Fate. Who Let the Dogs Out? Is that what you're talking about? That's hilarious. You didn't know. What did I miss? What did I miss? Let me go back here. I know Who Let the Dogs Out. It's by hold on. Nobody, well, I'm so far behind on comments, doesn't matter. I know the Tag Team, right? No, that's not them. Sorry, I gotta plug my computer in. My battery's dying. My laptop battery sucks. Although I guess I've been on it all day. Guess that makes sense. Okay, well, I lost my place. Seven Seas Transport. My stomach hurts. Okay, I missed a bunch. Holy crap. There we go. Gary Bates says, good song too. Now my computer ain't working. I'm trying to put these up. They played that song a million times, like in the late 80s, I think. Yeah, Who Let the Dogs Out, right? I know that song. Cheap Freight Hauler. They say the PACCAR engine is a very good on fuel. Yep, I had a hard time getting a Cummins. KW builds 40% of the trucks with Cummins and 60% with PACCAR. They keep that ratio. That's crazy. Do they do the same thing with Peterbilts too? Where they have X amount with Cummins and X amount with the PACCAR? Because I know the dealership where I live, I have a dealership that's like, I don't know, probably 15 miles away from me. Almost every truck on their lot. So I have two dealerships. I have a Kenworth and a Peterbilt. And I bet 90% of the trucks on their lot that are Peterbilts and not like Volvos and things or Freightliners, like used trucks. The Kenworths and Peterbilts, I bet 90% of them have the MX-13 motor in them. My stomach hurts. I must be doing something wrong here. Or somebody making fun of me. Cheap Freight Hauler. Oh, see, my computer sucks. Cheap Freight Hauler. You'll love your next gen. Smooth and quiet. We had ours 4 months, 45,000 miles. I wish I could buy trucks like that. Chicken Hawk. Trucks and airplanes. Maybe I'll get to that level someday. I figured out that my original engine and alternator had a billion revolutions roughly. Never rebuilt. That's crazy. Even your alternator? I haven't actually, you know what? I haven't replaced my alternator yet, to be honest. Chicken Hawk, I beg to differ with you, Fade, on Cummins fuel economy. I got 7.5 miles per gallon on my 2020 T680 with Cummins 500 horsepower and getting 8.5 with my new 2023 T680 with a Cummins motor. And so, like I said, I'm talking about people that I know where like their IFTA returns are like a little bit better than that have the PACCAR motor in them. Now, his trucks are older than what you drive though, like quite a bit older. He doesn't buy new trucks like you're able to do. And just, well, I know you do your research. You're a smart guy, but like if you go and look at the tests that they've done, that was the whole thing with remember when Matt came out with that race to 11 where they were promoting 11 miles per gallon with the new anthems? Well, if you didn't really read the specs on how they spec those trucks out, there's thousands of dollars in different bypass filters, all types of different stuff that a normal guy probably wouldn't put in that truck. You know what I mean? So like the fact that they were claiming they could get 11 miles per gallon, it was true because they achieved it. However, they ran their test very, very like they didn't exceed 15,000 pounds. They didn't exceed X amount of miles per hour. Like there was so many factors that went into that 11 miles per gallon that they were claiming. You just have to read, and you have to read like the fine print. And I know, like I said, I'm not a fan of PACCAR motors, but that's just because of my experience with them. But the stuff I've read and the stuff that I've physically like have been shown by people that own trucks with those motors in them, I can't argue with them because they like have proof. You know what I mean? It was just my experience. The T680 I drove in the winter, if I let the truck sit 2 days, I couldn't start the truck. Like it was just a pain in the butt to get the truck started. Chicken Hawk is the official Kenworth Kenworth K Whopper spokesman. You want to know about it? Just ask him. Yeah, he knows a lot. You know, and he's a guy that like operates the business to like be able to get new trucks every 3 years or something like that. I think I've heard him say. Ed's in the house. Happy Thanksgiving, Ed. Yeah, you too. Did you ever get out of Kroger's? Wasn't it Kroger's you were at last night? Hopefully you got out of there. Yeah, you were in Indiana, right? Steve Wildman's in the house. What's going on, Steve? My internet must be slowing down. Come on with it. Says DIY takes a percentage, but think about the value without the percentage. You would never leave. I've shared this. I pay like I get 90% of whatever my truck generates. When I look at all the stuff that I've asked a lot of questions. I do a lot of things that I don't necessarily have to do just because I want to learn and I want to know everything that I can know. Like the amount of work that I would have to do behind the scenes when I get home, like is well worth 10% to me. Like my time's valuable to me. I don't care if it only took an hour to do my IFTA or something like that. Like that's an hour that I could be watching a football game or ice fishing or doing something that I want to do. That's worth something to me. You know what I mean? All the discounts that I get on everything, whether it's shops, whether it's tires, whether it's my fuel, like if I have my own authority, there's certainly times where I've saved like $1.35 using our fuel cards that I wouldn't have if I was just on my own authority. Like I wouldn't have any of that stuff. So I take all that stuff into consideration. Cheap Freight Hauler says, I've got more time sitting in a Cummins powered International waiting on a hook than Biden has in DC. Wow, Steve saying hi to Chicken Hawk. Yeah, my internet's slowing down. That's crazy, man. I live in like a metropolitan area. I see through Minnesota now. It's a beautiful meteor shower and dropping stars all around. It's amazing and beautiful. You must be like in the country part of Minnesota. Where I am right now, there's no way I could see stars. I would see city lights. Minnesota is a beautiful state. Like, I love it when people say I live in a flyover state, which is fine. But like they like you go to northern Minnesota, you will be blown away. Like it is absolutely beautiful. I mean, you go up to the Boundary Waters and I mean, you're like in wilderness, like untouched wilderness. It's absolutely amazing. You go to like southern part of Minnesota and you can go to the canyons along the river. Absolutely gorgeous. Um, but you have to deal with cold weather. And when I say cold weather, I mean cold weather. Um, Nevada, I signed up for it, Trucker T B2B, but I got an error that website didn't work and I never called, so that's on me. The reference was for my carrier pricing. Okay. Yeah, CR England has stuff like there's ways for us to save money on buying this stuff. Chicken Hawk saying hi to Steve. Um, Ed says, sorry, my computer isn't bringing up the how do I live in like a metropolitan area. How can my internet be going out? I don't get this, man. They charge you so much money for this damn internet, and then it doesn't even work half the time. Maybe I should get that. Doesn't Tesla have internet now? What's that called? Skylink? I should look into that. Ed says, talk to tech sucks. I'm driving through Minnesota, is what I meant. Well, welcome. Whereabouts? That's where I'm sitting right now, is in Minnesota. Oh, shoot. I froze up. You're not. Okay, good. Thank you. Try to refresh, Steve. Adjust the antenna. um, Nevada. If the miles per gallon is subjective, if you don't enter the miles on your fuel purchase, the whole calculation is wrong, just FYI. Well, that's how you get audited, Nevada. Like, you better not enter that stuff wrong. That's how you get audited. It's no different than taxes. um, and it's not hard to keep track of your mileage. You can do it so many ways. I write my mileage down, even though I have two devices that track my miles in every state and my fuel purchases. I enter them into two separate things with the mileage and the mileage in the state. Way to work that tinfoil, Steve. Yeah. Beaches. Beaches overloaded due to Thanksgiving. Well, you're at a beach, man? Lucky? Wish I was there. Wish I was there. Any aerodynamic improvement helps. It has been proven and tested, but it's proven to improve miles per gallon. Yeah, my miles per gallon went up, and it's been I didn't want to like really talk about it because I wanted to do it for like 20,000 miles, 10,000 miles, and I'm at 10,000 miles right now with them on the truck, the wheel covers and air tabs. Even if I didn't see a better fuel economy, the stability factor is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I was shocked. The first, even driving on like I-70 through Ohio, I was dealing with a crosswind this last trip I took. And like when you're fighting the steering wheel or you're fighting the truck, you don't have to do that at all. Like, it's just smooth. Come on with it says wheel covers, air tab, trail side skirts, and underride diffuser all have been proven to help miles per gallon. And I have all those things. The only thing my trailer, I have the diffuser on the bottom. I wish I had skirts. Like, every other trailer that I used to haul had skirts on it, and I liked them. The trailer I chose to buy didn't have skirts, but it has the whole smart truck system. I think that's what it's called, smart truck. Um, the diffusers, I think I still think skirts are better. That would be my opinion, but I don't have any evidence to really prove it. uh, Not Who Let the Dogs Out, the song about the children you read earlier. Oh, yeah, I don't know that song. Or maybe I do, and I just don't remember what it says. Oh, here we go. Gary Bates is helping out. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Yeah, I don't know that song. Who sings that song? Um, I don't know. I heard it. You said it played in the 80s a lot. Maybe if I heard it. I also, you understand you're dealing with somebody that likes like hip hop music and rap music. When I say I like rap music, don't attack me because it's not the rap music you're thinking of. It's good rap music, if there's such a thing. Chicken Hawk, yes, Fate. Peterbilt keeps the Packard engine build ratio. If you don't order a Kenworth or Pete in the beginning of the year, you will not be able to get a Cummins engine. Holy cow. I've never ordered a truck, and maybe someday I'll be successful enough to, because I think that'd be fun to like build a truck. There's multiple people in this chat that have built their truck. I think that'd be cool. A lot of people love the Packard engine, and the warranty is very good. Well, what did Chris Farley say about warranties? What a great movie that was, Tommy Boy. Peterbilt, Kenworth, increasing truck cost $10K January, according to a buddy of mine. Holy cow. I thought truck prices were coming down. It's crazy. I buy brand new trucks every 32 months, 300,000 miles. You know what's funny, Chicken Hawk, is I want a newer truck, and I'm looking at a truck like I don't want above 300,000 miles. So the fact that you're able to get trucks every 32 months and get rid of them at 300,000 miles is hilarious. Warranty is better. Warranty is better with Cummins or with Packard. I believe it's an additional 250,000 miles. Holy crap. Yes, sir. Loaded and moving. Like I said, I'm going through Minnesota right now, headed to Seattle. Wow. I don't go out there very much. I just had an opportunity to take a load to Washington. Man, I hope I'm not getting sick. And I don't know if I want to do it or not. Like, I don't want to go across the stretch. Like, I just don't want to be shut down for multiple days. Like, that would drive me nuts. Truckers Anonymous is in the house. Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you too, man. If you're out on the road, hope you got yourself a good meal. Minnesota has the best truck stops, hands down. If you can find one, we don't have many. In the metro area, you need to get outside of the metro area to find a good truck stop. I'll say this: if you're on like I-90, what the heck? That must have been Cash. What did Cash label his live earlier today? I just got a notification. I wonder if this is old. Because it says Cash is going live. If Cash is... Oh, that was the old one. All right. Late notification on the computer. There's a really nice truck stop if you're ever on like 35 and I-90. There's a Petro, but it's like the restaurant and bar that are in there. It's called the Trailwoods Restaurant, I think, and then the Skull Bar. Very good food, very, very clean truck stop. I spent a week in St. Cloud one day. Oh, St. Cloud's a cool area. Big college town. It's where the University of Minnesota St. Cloud or St. Cloud State University is. Nevada, yes, Peterbilt Kenworth has as of now, have price increases for new trucks delivered in the first and second quarter of 2023. Oh, shoot, I took it off. Let's see if that holds up. I think they'll reduce prices. Let's hope so, man. I want to see prices come down a little bit. Starlink. Okay, yeah, that's Tesla's internet, right? I should check into that. I'm sure you have to buy something for like, some sort of antenna or something like that, and I'm sure it's going to cost more than I want to spend. Uh, yeah, my brother wants Starlink. Yeah, I'm assuming it. I think what I heard is if you buy the stuff, then it's free, right? Like you don't pay for the internet service, which like Nikola Tesla wanted when he created like electricity, he wanted it to be free to everybody. Uh, we have we haven't made a load into Minnesota yet. One day we will. Yeah, come up here, Minnesota. Well, I don't know about freight going out for like dry van. Flatbed in the spring and summer and fall is on fire. And reefer freight, I mean, everything coming into Minnesota now is freeze protect. I mean, everything. Your shampoos, your soaps, whatever. Everything coming into this part of the country right now is freeze protect. And especially if you go, 150 miles, 200 miles north of the cities, they're dealing with like well below freezing temperatures already. Um, oh, okay. Yeah, I know right where you are. I know right where you are, Ed. Um, I just got a recall notice on my Tesla. They sent me a letter saying they'll release a software update. Oh, that's cool. I don't know much about Tesla cars, but I know like you can just download stuff to that car, right? Like their screens, like their computer system? Or do you actually have to bring it in to a shop? I was thinking about that the other day. Where I live, I only know of one Tesla dealership, and it's like 40 miles away from where I live. It's actually where the Ferrari, Lotus, like all the exotic car dealerships are in Minnesota. Um, I will look into the new Tesla phone when it comes out. The data signal will run off Starlink. Yeah, that'll be cool. Pretty soon we might all be like talking on walkie talkies to people up in freaking Mars. Um, Passing Alexandria, Minnesota right now. I used to play hockey down there. I know right where you are. Right where you are, Ed. Um, like I said, if you need to stop for the night, Ed, there's a Petrol. If you're on I-90, exit, get off of the interstate of 90 onto 35W North, and there's a Petrol at exit 11. A Petrol and a Love's. The Petrol is a really, really nice truck stop. Lots of room there, too. Tesla makes a very solid product, and I like the organization Elon and his inventors adopted is something I want to support. Yeah, I like him. I like kind of the no BS attitude that he has with things. I've been reading a lot of stuff, changes he's doing with the new company that he bought, or not new, but Twitter. And I don't do Twitter, but I've been reading stuff that he's changing, and it makes sense for a business to like try and cut costs. I mean, that's what we're all trying to do, right? I mean, if a billionaire is like cutting costs with companies, we might want to do the same with our little companies. Um, Nevada says, I mean, who sends a car they develop to space? That's badass. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, is this Gary Bates's link? Everybody go check out Gary Bates. Trucking with T-Bones in the house. Hello and happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you too. If you watched football today, hopefully you wanted your team to win. Or the new Verizon. I disagree. Kind of particular to the quick trips in Wisconsin. Oh yeah, quick trips are off the chart. Trucking with T-Bone. We have those in Minnesota too. Here's the thing: if you've never been to a quick trip, go there and like buy your groceries there. Um, their meat's really good. It's cheap. Eggs are still reasonable. Their bread's cheap. Quick Trip's great. They're absolutely great. Wisconsin, Minnesota, same thing. T-Bone, no, so far from the truth. Nevada, um, Wisconsin's like they're running on AOL right now. Wisconsin's about 10 years behind us. Um, all the Wisconsin people are gonna hate me. Take zinc, elderly berry, silver, and vitamin D and C to fight the cold. Yeah, I take vitamin C anytime I think I'm getting sick. Um, or Tamiflu. Tamiflu works really well too. Uh, right now, I'm the only one in the house that's not sick. Um, Trucking with T-Bone says I have Starlink. It's awesome. Okay, Trucking with T-Bone. What's the upfront costs, and then once you pay for like the equipment, it's free after that, right? I don't know much about it, but the little bit I've read about it, I thought that was the deal where you bought the equipment and then like the internet service was free. I don't know if that's right or not. Um, I've driven this route the last 3 winters. I'm from Texas, so you can imagine how I may not like the snow, but I have gotten shut down since I started working for this particular company. Oh, but I have not gotten shut down. Oh, that's good. Texas, man, I just spent 2 weeks last winter, South Padre Island, and I think we're going to go back again in March. Absolutely loved Texas. Fun fact or funny story about Texas. We were sitting in the hot tub one night, and this kid, there was a bunch of college kids at the hotel we were at, or like this resort. And these kids were in the hot tub, and this one college kid was complaining about a dog biting him. And he was like, I just walked up to pet the dog, and the dog bit me. He's like, I got the guy's number. I'm going to sue him. Well, this guy next to me was from Texas, and he starts laughing. And he's like, you ain't suing anybody. He's like, you entered the dog's like area. The dog had every right to bite you. And I looked at the guy, I go, what? He's like, oh yeah, down here in Texas, like you can't just walk up to a dog and pet it, which I don't think you should do that anyways. I think you should ask. But he's like, yeah, the dog had every right to bite the parent, like bite the person. I just like the no BS about Texas. Like there was no BS. I liked that. Um, Not free unless you live. Oh, really? I thought I'm okay, then I'm wrong. It just updates when it's plugged in, and apparently on some recalls, it's just an update. Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about Tesla cars. Like, I don't own one. Um, Ed said, I tried to eat Thanksgiving meal in Osseo Family Restaurant at the TA Express. They were closed by 5:30. Bummer. I wanted cheese curds. Yeah, get cheese curds when you run through Wisconsin. You were at that TA Express, huh? I know right where that is too. So you must have cut over on I-90. Like you instead of going to Toma, you went through La Crosse and everything like that. That's a gorgeous area. If you ever get to drive through there during the day, there is a rest area on 90 right when you cross over the river that's on the Minnesota side. It's the first exit after the bridge. Take that exit, go park your truck. There's only room for like probably 10 trucks there and just get out and walk around. Like that's bluff country. That's a beautiful part of the state. Um, I can't wait to troll people telepathically. Yeah. That's probably closer than we think, you know what I mean? Um, it's expensive, about $500 for the equipment, then about $100 a month, depending if it's a residential or RV plan. Okay. Well, that's not too expensive. I mean, $100 a month, that I guess that's about $40 more than I pay right now. But I'm so unhappy with my internet. Like, even, we have our smart TVs and stuff, and a lot of things that we watch are streamed. Like, I think we have every freaking streaming service. Like, if I broke it down, I started streaming stuff to save money, instead of having like Dish Network or Direct TV or even cable TV. And I bet with like all the services we have, we pay more than we would for cable. I guarantee it. But good timing, T-Bone. Yes, it was good timing. Answered my question early. I'm on the wait list for residential. It's $110 a month. So I stayed on the wait list, then ordered the RV version. For now, it's $135 a month. Do you like, I mean, so you have it right now, or are you still waiting for it? Because if it doesn't interrupt, here's the thing, like, especially for the truck, like if I could law or connect to Wi-Fi on my phone or computer and not have it freaking like boot me out, that might be worth it to me. Like, so many times my data on, so I have two different phones. I have one that's on the Verizon network and one that's on the T-Mobile network. And some parts of the country, T-Mobile's better, other parts of the country, Verizon's better. And then my hotspot is through Verizon, and it's like hit or miss. Even like right now, I'm at my house connected to my Wi-Fi in my house, and my internet, I keep getting low internet signal. Makes no sense. Same equipment works great, especially being in the middle of nowhere with you're answering all my questions as I'm talking about that. That is probably worth it to me then. $135 a month. Let's see what, like, I could drop my other phone plan and my hotspot. It, I guess I don't know how much that stuff costs. I'd have to look into it. Yes, the RV versions are available immediately. Okay. Just looked at Starlink, and it says it has an in-motion option now, $2,500, then a monthly fee. That is a lot to get started, but with no interruptions, like Trucking with T-Bone just said right here, like that's worth it, man. Especially think how many times we're in areas that are like so desolate where we don't even get phone service. I couldn't use it while moving. Your account will be terminated. Another thing I've heard secondhand. Are you talking about Starlink? Because what if you just connect to Wi-Fi, like, and make your phone calls and stuff while you're moving? Or are you talking about like in the car? And that's another weird thing about the cars. Like, can they access all your information like at any time? Can Tesla just like go into your computer of your car? I wouldn't want that. Like, they technically could like shut your car down, couldn't they? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I know a couple of people that have it in their truck, very little issues. Okay, might be something to look into. Um, $2,500. Damn, that's a lot, right? That's a lot, right, for in motion satellite. Yeah, it's Tesla though. Like, I think personally, I don't know if this like takes monetization away. I think they are by far superior for electric cars than any other car company that's out there. And yet they don't even get invited to like the seminars that our government holds. Like I think that's just wrong. I think I think what they're doing and the vision that Elon has, like he's whether you like the guy or not, like you can't argue he's a freaking genius. He's brilliant. And he's like trying to introduce us to new technology that seems like science fiction to us. You know what I mean? Like I never thought we'd have cars that run themselves. Oh, thank you, Nevada. Oh, I just I just see this. Get my number from from Nevada. Give me a ring and I'll give you the scoop. Yeah, I will do that. We'll do that. God, my internet's so slow. I'm hitting the comments to show up on screen and it's like way behind. Yep, Tesla like is an umbrella corporation. Get it while it's hot. Yeah. I have no problem with Teslas, man. I think what he's done is amazing. I think Freightliner can link into the semi truck now and shut it down. Yeah, so I know Mac can too. Like if you Mac has on demand, you have to pay for it, but they can. I need to get my comb. Um, they can diagnose like everything from the like as you're driving down the road. Let's say you have a check engine light on, you can call and they can diagnose it on the road, order the parts, and then tell you what shop to go to. Um, Kind of a cool service. I mean, cars with the OnStar and all that have had that. Um, yeah, the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil. I don't think he's that crazy. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. What's funny is I have my daughter has a friend, like, you know, she, how do I say this? Like she grew up like in our house, you know what I mean? Um, and she came over, she was home from college a couple of weeks ago when my daughter was home and I stopped home for a night. And she came over to say hi to me and my wife. And she's like, look at this picture. And she takes a picture out and it's a picture like of a guy sitting sideways like this, but it's Elon. And I look at it, I'm like, that's Elon Musk. And she's like, yeah, I was sitting right behind him. And I go, what? Her brother graduated from, oh, what is it? Like some naval thing out in Washington, D.C. And he's like this high-end um, engineer, like military engineer guy. And Elon hires those guys for like development. And so Elon was there to speak for the graduating class. And then she takes a picture and there's her with the Secretary of Defense. Like that's pretty damn cool, you know. Max Force says Elon has the wrong political views. Look to start being. I hope not. We're all entitled to have our own political views, you know. I got to run, get some sleep. Going to try and get a load out of here tomorrow earlier. Either that or replace the thermostat in the wife's car. Well, have a good night trucking with T-Bone. Elon is just trying to get home. His friends with ET just let him go. Yeah, dude, like he is. The guy's I've heard different opinions. I've heard that he's really good to work for, he's not like, you know, he doesn't talk to people. He kind of does his own thing. He talks to the people that matter, if that makes sense. And then I've heard stories that nobody liked working for that company. You know what I mean? But the guy's a gene, like so brilliant. And the fact that we get to see this, like that's what I find amazing. Just imagine you started a company of electric cars and some of them are self-driving. And then you decide, hey, I want to build rockets. And you crash through, like you almost spend all the money you have, like your money, not investors' money, your money, to like build a rocket and go to space. Like, who does that? You know what I mean? Like, I find that like a little kid that has a dream. Imagine us being little again. Because I had one of those rockets that you ordered in a box, you could build it, you could shoot it up, it had a parachute, and you could do it a couple of times. And I think I only did it like twice. But like you had these dreams of wanting to be I did at least, of wanting to be like an astronaut or go to space. Now imagine you sell a company and you become like independently wealthy, and you just you like live out your childhood dreams. Maybe he watched Back to the Future and thought, hey, I'm going to build a flying car, and it starts with Teslas, you know. um, Weird, I didn't see Max Force comment. I read Max Force's comment. I put that up there because I even said we're all entitled to our own political views, and I don't think people should be attacked. Like, I don't want to get political. We're all individuals, and people have things they believe in, and people have things they don't believe in. And I don't think what I believe in is any better or worse than anybody else. You know, I'm a guy that wants to live my life. I want to protect my family. I don't want other people's lives to interfere with my life. I don't care what you do, how you view yourself, as long as it doesn't affect me. Like, I don't care like how people want to live their lives. Um, and I don't think the I don't think government should tell people how to live their lives. As long as it's not injuring themselves or somebody else, I don't care. Um, on my end, oh, that's weird. They didn't block YouTube. I've heard does stuff like that, right? I hope they won't have done that. You can't get the design of the flux capacitor. Yeah, I can't even say that. Flux capacitor. He's working with what he has. Yeah, right. Um, maybe he just needs to fall and hit his head. Wasn't he fell in the shower or bathtub? Doc? I don't remember. I haven't watched those movies in a long time. I remember being a kid and my dad bringing me to, I think it was the second Back to the Future, and that's where Marty is in the graveyard, right, and like sees the tombstone. And I remember that scene like scared the hell out of me. I was young, sitting in this movie theater, freaked out. Um, Max Force says, I think it's because Nevada doesn't like me, is why he can't see me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We all should be able to get along here. That's the other thing. Like, well, we're going down a strange path. Like, I get, like, we don't have to like everybody. You know what I mean? I had that conversation with another YouTuber the other day. Like, we don't have to like everybody. Thing is, like, if I like somebody, nobody's going to tell me that I can't talk to that person or that I need to do something on my channel to somebody else. Like, nobody's going to dictate that shit to me. You know what I mean? And I think that if people don't like each other, like, you handle it, but like, be a man. You know what I mean? Um, I don't want to see people like fighting in other people's channels. I see it too often, and I just don't get it. Just don't get it. Yeah, let me know, Steve, if Elon needs a husband-wife team to put the semi to the test. There you go, Nevada. There you go. Nevada says, I saw that one. See, now computer isn't bringing up comments. TBT. Maybe Max is blocked. Definitely not blocked here. LOL. I was being sarcastic. Well, see, Max Force, I don't know. There are a lot of people that don't like me. I mean, just watch a Cash is King or DIY live. Like, lots of people don't like me. I don't care. I laugh. Because here's the thing. They're spending money while I'm earning money. Like, I laugh my way to the bank. Here, Fate. Agree 100%. Yeah, man. We should live our lives, man. Like there's so much time spent on like ridiculous things that if we took the 15 minutes or the 10 minutes of us worrying or complaining about things or arguing with people and used it to be productive in our lives, like we would all be better. And to understand, like, not everything that we want, whether it's political or freaking, where you like, not everything we want is gonna happen. Why cry about it? Like, and in the end, like, the only person that has your best interests at heart is yourself and your family. Nobody else cares about you like the way you're going to care about yourself or the way your family cares about you. I mean, in the end, that's what matters in my mind, And if you believe in God, that matters. Nah, Max got a wrench in my channel. I only block very negative comments. Oh, does he need one in my channel? See, I'm so bad at doing this, opening up my phone, and I never rewatch like my lives. So yeah, he needs a wrench. I've seen Max Force around. I liked what you said the other day in your live, Nevada, that you give wrenches to people that you see around, and I can take care of that stuff. But holy crap, it's already midnight.
You can just lock that out.
Lock the patio door?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Do you need anything? Are you going to bed?
I'm probably not going to fall asleep a lot, but I just want to lock out.
Okay. I love you. It's weird being home and not being able to like hang out with my wife. I think you're just busting your balls. I think they're just busting your balls. Talking to Max Force. Internet issues, pooping in and out, popping in and out. My internet's horrible too, which is ridiculous because I'm at home. What can be more negative than the name Max Force, the most infamous engine of the past 20 years? So, funny fact, when I was thinking about becoming an owner operator, I had saved up. Shoot. Hold on a sec. All right. I should probably get ready for bed. Sorry about that. When I was thinking about becoming an owner operator, I had saved money. I was going to go out and buy my own truck. And I ended up getting in contact with DIY Semi. And I was telling him, hey, this is the truck I'm going to buy. And it was an International with a Max Force engine in it. He's like, nope. He's like, this was before like I knew I was going to lease on to him or anything like that. He's like, don't go buy that truck. Please don't do that. And then I bought the Mac from him. He told me that he knew a guy or had a connection and yada yada yada. But that was the truck. I almost bought an International with a Max Force in it. I'm glad I didn't. Okay, time to head to bed. Thanks for the live. Good show, Fate. Stay healthy, and hopefully your family gets well soon. Night, everyone. Well, good night, TBT USA. We definitely need to set something up, buddy. Definitely. I'm at home, so it's not internet. Well, it's probably mine, dude. See a TBT. No, how's things going? Love the content you've been putting out. Thanks so much. Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. It's a lot of work doing those vlogs. Like, and the more I think about it, it's all the same stuff. Like, how many times you want me to like slide my tandems? I should explain why I do that. I'm assuming people that might watch my channel every now and then might not be truck drivers and understand the importance of why you slide your axles all the way to the back, why you slide them up or move them, for weight and length and stuff like that. But it's all the same stuff. No, you said people in Fate and DIY don't like you. I think they're just ball busting. Yeah, there are people that don't like me. Yeah, there are people I don't like. Is what it is. It doesn't affect me though. Like, I will say this. I sent both of them a text today. Like, it would be nice to turn on one of their lives and like the first thing I hear is something about me. You know what I mean? And how ridiculous my goatee is, or how I should just die and see people giving them hundreds of dollars. Like, I would like to, like the old days when I used to turn cash on and enjoy it. And now it's like shit. I I don't always watch it because it's just like I don't need to hear it. I hear it enough from them like on a daily basis. But yeah, I get people don't like me. And you know what? Here's the other thing. Like, some of the stuff I say probably rubs people the wrong way. People don't want to hear, and I know that when people that are in my chat, the truth is, like, I talk to a lot of people that are in my chat on a personal level. So they know, like, when I say something, it's not directed towards them, but like, I don't I don't like whining on YouTube. And I get that it's people's experience, and I get all that, and I live it. Like, the struggle is freaking real, man. Like, it really is. It's a cutthroat business, but it's always been a cutthroat business. Um, I knew that when I was a company driver, but I also continue to do things to improve my situation. I don't die on any hill in this, meaning, I like my truck, right? My truck for the current market I'm in is not economical, which means all the money, the stuff that I've done to my truck, I just need to realize it's not the truck for me right now. I probably need to change a truck in the next 6-7 months. You know what I mean? To stay relevant. Um, that's my responsibility. Now, if I chose not to do that, then I'm choosing the consequences that come with me not changing the truck to a more efficient truck. Am I able to complain then? You know what I mean? Like, I can talk about it, but in the end, whose fault is it? Mine. You know, that's how I view things. Because if I'm the type of person that if I can put blame or point the finger at somebody, I lose my accountability, because I've done that before in my life. And I know that it's easy for me to point the finger and say it's not my fault, not my problem. And when I do that, I don't look at myself in the mirror, and I don't take accountability for things that I do, good or positive. You know what I mean? I'm my hardest critic. Like, you know, I have emotionally like beat myself up before. You know what I mean? So if I point fingers and blame somebody for something that I'm in control of, like, I don't see how that gets me anywhere. Ed, just stopped for fuel at Lady At Lady at Alexandria Pilot gave them some homemade pumpkin pie. Oh, hell yeah, winning. Yes, that's a good pilot, man. That place is good. Hopefully, if you choose to park there, it's a big lot. Internet here can't handle holiday crowd here on the coast at times, holidays especially. Yeah, I bet. Um, have my CDL with endorsements. Just looking for a small company to get started with any suggestions. So I'm really not the guy to ask. Like I wish I could help you, man. Like the reason I'm not the guy to ask is I I've had 23 years of driving experience, but it's only been with 4 companies. Um, me working for my own company being one of those companies. Um, I've got lucky with the company I've leased onto. Um, so I don't really know. I would suggest watching Cash is King. Um, that's the only channel that I really know like does does reviews on companies because he knows people that work at other companies. I'm not the person to ask. I wish I could answer that for you. And I don't know really what you're looking for either. You know, do you want to be home every night? Do you want to be a regional truck driver? I would suggest find a company, find a smaller company that, you know, has like consistent freight. You know what I mean? Has customers. Find a company that will, you know, take a new driver on and train you. That's what I would suggest because that's the hardest part is like operating the equipment and operating it safely. Like that is the hardest part of trucking. And develop good habits. Have a trainer that teaches you the right way to drive. Let me see. Let me see. Cool, bud. Yeah, it's definitely a cool deal. Though that pilot, that's Minnesota nice for you right there. um, I'm from the suburbs of Chicago. Dude, you should have no hey, uh where it it's not the greatest, like they pay really well. It's tough work. Um there is a company, I don't know whereabouts Chicago you live, but let me look up this company real quick that I know is hiring. Um the only reason I know they're hiring is I've been there countless times. I just forget what city it is. Um, Shoot, it's not in my phone anymore. So Performance Food Group. They used to be like Reinhardt Foods. They're food delivery. It's hard work. You're running 2-wheelers. But I know they're hiring right outside of Chicago in oh, it's right. It's not Melrose Park. But it's right outside of Chicago on the what would that be like the west southwest side of Chicago. Um, there's another company in Chicago. It's called MBI. They haul trash. I wouldn't recommend them, but to get your feet wet, I know they hire new drivers. Um, they drive decent equipment too. Like they get new trucks like every 3 years. Um, but yeah, you shouldn't have a tough time finding a job in Chicago. Um, be careful of companies that offer you a lot in Chicago. Just be careful of that. Um, I would recommend not doing any lease purchase right now because they will offer that to you. Uh, we know you love us, Faye. Yeah, man, my crew. I'm not one of these channels that gets a whole ton of people in live feeds and stuff like that. But the people that come into my live feeds, I've said this before, like we all come, like we, this is a good channel, man. Or like a good community. I don't want to say channel, like good community, good people. I've learned a lot from a lot of people in these live feeds. And it's always the same people. Uh, Nevada is the one who told me the story away from your channel, but I didn't listen to him. I love the content, man. Just kidding, of course. He recommended you. Yeah. Nevada supported me. I said that the other night. Um, 10 miles per hour, 10 miles a gallon, you mean? Or I must have missed something. Small companies can't afford to hire inexperienced drivers due to insurance. That's not necessarily true, Max Force. The first company that I drove for was a small company. And like I said, MBI is a big company in Chicago. Or like they're big for what they do, but they'll hire a new. Yeah, I mean, if you get onto a carrier that only has 2 or 3 trucks, they're going to tell you they want to see 2 years of experience. Regional fade. Okay. You know what? I actually look into AMD. Is that what it is? Hold on. I'll look at something for you because I know that this company hires drivers from Chicago. They are based in Minnesota. However, let me look this company up for you real quick. Man, where is it? There it is. It is called, that's not it. There it is. Check out American Logistics Services. What they do is they're a regional company that hauls dog food and like pet food and like farm animal food. They own really nice equipment and they're busy. Like they're always hiring. Like I said, it is in Minnesota, but I know I have a buddy that lives in Illinois and he works for them and they allow him to bring his truck back to Illinois. Podcast guy, my Lions almost had it today. So close. 10 miles per gallon, yeah. Yeah, no problem. Starting out can be the tough part, but once you start out, here's the thing. Go in with the right attitude, understand what trucking is. Trucking requires so much from you. Like what I mean by that is you're going to miss things. You're going to miss birthday parties, you're going to miss holidays. Not always, but understand that the sacrifice that you and your family have to put up with of you being a truck driver, even if you were a local truck driver, like the hours are ridiculous. You know what I mean? But if you understand that, another company that might hire you is find a company that does like roofing supplies, like ABC Supply or some drywall companies, that deliver drywall and steel places. That would be more of a localized job, but those companies are usually always hiring. This might be a bad time in the Midwest to find one of those jobs, but come springtime, they're always hiring. It's tough work, but you can gain some great experience. But just fill out applications, talk to people, But I'm going to get off here. It's already almost 12:30. God, I can't believe how long. 2 hours and 8 minutes. When was the last time Cash went live for 2 hours and 8 minutes by himself? Who's got an idea? How long did he go tonight? Oh, he had DIY with him tonight. But yeah, you could come here and get 2 hour long lives, and I don't need to bring guests in to hold 13 people. I don't know why I say these things. They're gonna eat me alive. They're gonna eat me alive. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good night. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody is doing good. Nevada, Steve, everybody that was in here. Somebody gave me a super chat earlier. Who was that? Gary Bates, I think. Let me go up here and find it. How does Cash do this so fast? BOC was in the house. My boy, it was DIY Semi. DIY Semi dropped $20 tonight. Thank you, sir. TBT was in the house. Chicken Hawk, Ed, Truckers Anonymous, Trucking with T-Bone, everybody, man. Gary Bates. Dude, I appreciate all the support. You all helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. The watch hours were there. Nevada, I liked your idea. You left a comment on one of my videos. If you're still in here, I'm going to do it tomorrow about fuel and everything. Don't be concerned with the drama on the tubes. It's all what you make of it. And when push comes to shove, come see me, Yeah. I appreciate it, Nevada. Anyways, I am going to get off now. I hope everybody has a great night. And yeah, later. Oh, hit the thumbs up for me, like Nevada said. I appreciate that, man. All right. Take care, everybody. Later.